Hello, my name is John Treese and I just want to welcome you to Westmoreland State Park. Throughout this video I'm going to be playing some clips in the background. I'll come back and forth a little bit, but mostly you're going to be seeing clips of the park and throughout the park. If I look down, I'm also just glancing at some notes, so I apologize for that. But Westmoreland State Park is one of the original 6 Virginia state parks. Just recently had its 85th birthday here this month in June 2021 when I'm recording this. And also, if you want to keep seeing my campground review videos and walkthroughs, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. Hit the like button and also maybe leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to respond to any comments or questions that you may leave, and I do so pretty quickly after you do post them. First, I'll talk about the park in general, and then at the end, I'll talk about the actual 3 different campgrounds that are here at the park. I also want to mention my wife has been a camp host here the last 2 years for 1 month each year. Last year was July 2020, and then this year in June 2021. I've come here when I could to try and help out when I'm off from work. However, she's been here the entire month, so she was the campground host in Campground A. Some of you may possibly have seen us while we were here. Westmoreland State Park has many recreational opportunities. The Potomac River flows by on the north side of the park, which allows for some water activities, swimming, fishing, boating. There's a boat launch ramp here, and also down by the ramp there's also ample parking for trucks and trailers. You can also bring your own kayak and pretty much put it in anywhere here. If you don't have your own boat, they do offer kayak and stand-up paddleboard rentals, and you can just simply stop into the boathouse that's down at the beach and you can secure your rental. I do believe they close around 5 p.m. so just plan your day accordingly. They're not open in the evening. Along the river, there's plenty of opportunities to kind of wade in. There are some no swimming signs, however, they don't enforce that, so you can go in. The water is okay, the temperature of it's fine here in June 2021. It does sometimes get a little dirty though after it rains. Down by the river they also have a pool. The pool has been closed the past 2 years though, but when it was open when we were here in 2019, it was very nice. It even has a nice slide for the kids. Last year, of course, it was closed due to COVID. This year they say they have a mechanical issue and cannot open it. I'm hopeful maybe by 2022 that the pool may be back open again. There are a number of trails here to hike for those who enjoy doing that, and 2 of them also allow bicycles on them. 1 is actually even paved. Probably the most popular hike here is the trail that leads from the visitor center down to Fossil Beach. I believe that's called the Big Meadows Trail. At Fossil Beach, many people find success finding fossilized shark's teeth as they dig through the sand. You might want to bring a colander or some sort of sifter with you though, it makes it a lot easier. Most of the fossilized shark's teeth are small, but on occasion people do find some larger ones. Speaking of the visitor center, there are bathrooms there. They do have some snack items, some t-shirts, hats, that sort of thing. They also have some displays that were taken care of by the rangers there, including some turtles and snakes. They have some photos from early in the park's history, along with a huge shark's tooth that was found here some time ago. The Discovery Center, which is located just before the visitor center, has different displays of animals, and they run programs just about every day for kids, many on the weekends. The Discovery Center staff, they lead hikes, they do talks about local wildlife, they show some pelts of animals that they have. They also have beehives here that they actually do sell the honey from at the visitor center if you're interested in that. And you can see a list of the things here that they had posted on their message board. This is the last weekend in June 2021, and you can see some of the events they had this weekend. One of my favorite things to do while I was here was actually be down at the beach near sunset. The summer sunsets are just amazing, and I'll put some pictures and video up here of some that I was able to get. There's also usually a breeze blowing down at the beach, which makes it nice down there. Even on some of the hotter and stickier days, it's still pretty tolerable down by the river. Of course, I'm not just a nature photographer, but it was pretty neat filming some of the birds down there. They do have ospreys, eagles, hawks, ducks, all kinds of birds down there. The entire park is essentially friendly to walking and biking, but beware of riding bikes down the road that goes down to the beach. It is quite a steep hill, and coming back up is probably not going to be very fun for most people. Finally, I'll talk about the campgrounds. There are 3 campgrounds here at Westmoreland State Park. They're just lettered Campground A, B, and C. I'll do a walkthrough of each site in Campgrounds A and C here shortly. However, I won't be doing a walk around of Campground B because they're shutting that down at the end of this year, and it will be closed for construction all through 2022. It's going to be completely reconfigured when it opens in 2023. I did take my bike through there with my action camera, and you'll see some video of that. First, I'll talk about Campground C. It's actually the first campground you would come to as you enter the park. Campground C is all standard sites, no electric and water hookups there at all. They do have 2 large buddy sites and 1 even larger group site that you can rent. And I don't remember off the top of my head what the prices are, but you can look it up on Reserve America. Campground C also has a bathhouse for use by the visitors. As you come in the main road, the next campground you come to is Campground B. It'll be on the left-hand side as you come in. Also is a mix of electric and water sites, some standard sites, and it does also have 1 buddy site. Again, this is all going to be changing when it reopens in 2023. The construction they're doing is going to be some significant changes. My understanding as of now and talking to the rangers here is that it's going to be completely changed to all pull-through sites, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 sites, and they will all have electric and water. One nice thing they're going to do is add 50 amp electric to all the sites, which will be great for some of the bigger rigs that come in here. Finally, I'll talk about Campground A. This is where I'm at right now. We are in the camp host site of Campground A, which is the first site on the right as you enter. Campground A is a mix of water and electric sites and standard sites. It's about a 50-50 mix in here. Standard sites are typically used for tents, but I've also seen some pop-up campers in them as well. For the standard sites, there's a couple different water access points in the campground that you can use to fill up jugs of water. There's also a bathhouse in the middle of Campground A. Of course, they do have shower facilities there as well. And this is the only bathhouse that has laundry facilities in the entire park. There's 1 washer and 1 dryer available. From here, I'll play clips of the walkthroughs I did of Campground A and C, and also the bike ride I did through Campground B, so you can see how it looks if you're coming here in the rest of 2021, or if you're watching this video later, how it used to look before they changed it. Please use these walkthroughs as a chance to see what your site may look like before you arrive, or before you even mark down which site you want to rent. As always, I appreciate you staying with me this far, and thanks for watching. As you come into Westmoreland State Park, the first campground you come to is Campground C. As of 2021, this is a non-site specific campground, meaning you can reserve a site but not a particular site. As of 2022, this I believe is going to change over to all site specific, so you'll be able to reserve any particular site that you would like. And I'll take a walk around the campground and show you all those sites. So this is the first one. This is site 1. See, it's a pretty deep site, so you'd have to carry your stuff back there from where you park your car. Across from 1 is site 2. This site also you'd have to carry stuff back there to the back, but it's a very short walk. Across from 2 is 3. A little more open. And each site has a picnic table that does come with it. This is site 4. Very shaded. Site 5 also very shaded. It's pretty far in the back. In addition to picnic table, all of these sites also have a fire ring as well. This is site 6. Do site 8 first. This is site 8. Across from that is 7. Here we have 9. This is one where essentially your parking area butts right up against where you would set your tent up. Across from 9 is 10. This is a buddy site. These are a little bit more. I don't remember the exact cost. The general standard site, I believe, is 20. And I think these are 45, but I'm not 100% sure. But you can definitely sit. Correction, you can definitely fit a lot more people in here. There's 4 picnic tables and then 4 areas to set up tents. And a big grill in the middle. And a fire pit was just beyond that grill. Across from 10, this is 11. Again, also a buddy site, so this does cost more. This one has a bit more of a walk to get back from where you unload your vehicles. But again, 4 areas to set up tents, 4 picnic tables, a smaller grill, this one. Pan here from right to left so you can see. Grill, fire ring, and then the 4 areas to set up. Going to the right, the road circles around to the right now. This is site 12. Then in between 12 and 14 is one access up to the bathhouse there. There are showers, bathrooms, everything you need. Since I'm on this side, this is site 14. Across from that, this is 13. This is site 15. Site 16. Site 17. Site 18. If you're expecting rain, I'd be careful on this site. I can pan down here. It's pretty washed out from where the rain comes through, so I'd be careful with that site if you're expecting rain. Here's site 19. Across from that, site 20. This one is much more open, not much shade, especially during the midday. So on a cooler day, this would be a great site. On a hot day, I'd probably try and avoid that one. It's the other side of the bathhouse. Just to the right of the bathhouse, you can see there's some parking. That's for the group camp. That's mainly because there's just not much here as far as parking. Might be able to get about 4 vehicles in here. Possibly more if you put them real close together. I'll walk down in here to the group camp. This, I believe, is even more expensive than the buddy sites that I showed you earlier, but it is much larger. Very large area. That's probably where most people probably set up the tents. Over there. Then you've got, appears to be 7 picnic tables and a large fire pit area there in the middle. And they even put a pole here that you can put food up on, keep away from the bears. This here, just past the bathhouse, site 21. Be a good site if you want to be close to the bathhouse. Midday you'd get a lot of sun. but evening you'd have a lot of shade. Across from that site we do have some water access. This is site 22. So past site 22 and you just keep going to the right instead of following the loop. There's 3 sites back here. This is site 23. This one all the way in the back, site 24. Now if you like hiking, it is right next to some trails here. Coming back out to rejoin the loop, we have site 25. Probably get some afternoon sun here, but probably not for too long. This here is site 26. Midday you'd have a lot of sun, but you'd have a lot of late afternoon, evening shade. Next site here we have 27. This is site 28. Site 29. This has a good bit of parking because it's kind of a pull-through setup. And finally the last site in C, site number 30. Forgot to point this out on the way in, but essentially right before the 2 buddy sites on the right hand side, there's also some water access here. So as you come in here on the main road, you're going to pass the camp store. This is going to be after Campground B and C. After you pass those, you'll see the camp store. It has some things, if you may have forgotten, condiments and different things like that. We actually needed to replace our salt and pepper while we were here, and they had that in there. It's also a good place to get your firewood as well. $6 per bundle as of 2021. Of course, that could change in future years. Came over here to see if they had hours posted, and it just says it can vary depending on staffing and weather, but should be open pretty much during peak season. On nice days should be open, I believe, until 5 o'clock. Just past the camp store, you're going to see a sign for Campground A. This is the last campground as you come in on the road on the right hand side. As you come into Campground A, there is some overflow parking here on the left in case you have visitors, or if maybe your vehicle or second vehicle doesn't fit at your site, you can always put it here. Just past parking area, that's a dumpster there behind the little fence. On the right, the first site on the right is the camp host site. This is where we've been staying for the whole month of June. And it's a pretty nice site. It does have full hookups here for the camp host. First site on the left is going to be site 2. Right now these are all non-site specific sites, however starting next year, 2022, they do become site specific. And these are all water and electric site in this general area. This is site 3. It's also a pull through as well as site 2. Another pull through, site 4 on the left. And then site 5 on the right. This section is all pull through sites. This is site 6 on the left. Site 6 and then 7 to the right. Probably two of the bigger pull-throughs here on Campground A. This is site 8 on the left. Kind of tight. Kind of a tight radius turn there, but not too awful. And then this is site 9 on the right. Kind of drops down, the picnic table's down maybe 5 feet below the site there. This is site 10 here on the right. This is the first back in. Of course, if you have an RV, it's a back in site. Any of these you can put tents on, just like you can see here. Next site, this is site 11. And tent is currently occupying it, but any of these you can put a tent or an RV in. You can see some of the camping cabins here as well. Pretty much a no frills cabin. Around, this is site 24. This is a standard site, so no hookups are available at this site. Same with this one. This is site 25. This is also a standard site. You can see the picnic table down below there. Next one, this is water and electric here, site 26. Fairly big site. Next here on the left, this is site 27. Site 28's pull through. It's going to be hard to see with that large camper there. Site 29 and then 30 are both back ends. That's site 30 right there. This is site 32 on this side. That is a standard site. There is no water and electric there. On the left here we have site 31. And next to that, site 33. Next to that, this is site 34. Also water and electric hookups here. This one here is site 36. So last two on the right are standard sites. This is site 35. Right next to that one is site 37. And then the last water and electric site here is site 38. And back out, that's the end of the front loop. So this is the start of the back loop here at Campground A on the right hand side. Pretty much right in the middle of the campground is the bathhouse. There are bathrooms, showers, and also, I believe, the only washer and dryer here at the entire facility is in there, right in the middle. There's one handicap spot here, another dumpster, and then some recycling. Past the bathhouse, these are all camping cabins and just standard sites. So this is site 12. This is kind of a bigger site. There's a back half of it down there. You can park a good number of cars in there. This is site 13, also a pretty big one. Site 14. See, I'm setting up there. Across from 14 is site 15. And this starts the loop here. In the middle of the loop, there's some water access there. Probably see the blue with the red handle. There's the water access. If you want to be close to the water access, this would be a good site. This is site 16. This would be a partially shaded site. The rest of them are a good bit more shaded than that. This is 17, it's pretty small. And it butts up to 18 here. They are separate sites, but you could rent them together if you want to camp with somebody. This is 19. Then there's 3 sites down in here. This is site number 20. First one here on the right. And down here, these would be good to also have with a kind of a buddy. You can sort of turn them into a buddy site. This is site 21 on the right. Plenty of parking. And site 22 is here, and also some more parking over here on the left. And coming back out here, this is the last site in this back loop. This is site 23. One thing I forgot to mention at Westmoreland State Park, as of 2021, every electrical hookup, if you have an electrical motor site, doesn't matter if it's Campground A or B, it's going to be a max of the 30 amp, as you can see there. There is no 50 amp here. So as you come down the main road, Campground B is the only campground that's going to be on the left-hand side. I'm actually not going to do a site-by-site walkthrough as I did in the other 2 campgrounds, because 2021 is the last year that this will be in its current configuration. It's actually going to be closed next year, and then in 2023 it's going to reopen completely different. So I'm just going to take a quick ride through here on my action camera, and you can kind of see the site. So it starts here with 1 on the right. There's 2. There's 4 on the right. 3 on the left. 5 on the right. This is site 6 on the right. 7 on the left. 8 on the right. Site 9. 10, 11, these are all back end sites. 12 and 13, and then this way we go, that's 14. It's on the right there. This on the left of this, that is 15. Right there, 16, where the van is. And this is 17 on the left. This is a pull through. Not super big, but you can fit a pretty decent sized rig in there. Alright, so that's 18 there on the right. 19 is actually right there on the right. And then 20 to 23 are down this way. There's 20 where that black Suburban is. '21 where the two pickup trucks are. There's 22 right next to it. And 23 is here in the end. Got across here again, there's 24. Left, that's the campus site on the right for Campground B. 26 is there on the left. And 27 there on the left. Another look at the Campground B campus site. Also the Campground B bathhouse. I believe the current plan is for the bathhouse to be replaced as well. So on the left here is site 28. On the right is site 29. On the left there is site 30. Right here is site 31. And there's 32. There's 33. Then it goes around the loop over here. I believe these are all standard sites. That's 34, 35, these are all on the outside of this loop. 36, 37, 38 is where the tent is. 39 there on the right, and then 40 where the green tent is here. This is the other kind of loop here. There's 41 on the left, 42 here on the right, 43 on the left, 44 on the left, 45 is on the right where the Explorer is. 46, 47. 48, where this key is. 49. 2 cars are. And there's a buddy site here. Which I believe, yeah, that's site 50 is the buddy site. And then site 51 here on the right. And there's water access right here at the beginning of that. Where the loop is. As you exit Campground B, there's a couple dumpsters and a recycling receptacle here. They do recycle plastic, aluminum, and glass.